Hi, guys. I'm Coach Mimi in the Good Guy Corner with you today. I'm talking about the behaviors you hate and how to stop them in today's episode. There's an important key to stopping them, and I'm pretty sure that you have not heard about it, so stay tuned. But first, it's important to normalize that as humans, we've all got things that we do that we hate and want to change. Even good guys have them. You are not a bad person, even if you're doing things that you hate or things that you want to change. It turns out that creating better behavior does not come from hating yourself, berating yourself, or beating yourself up. No matter how bad you think it is, that method does not create lasting change. So that's first. I want to normalize this. You are a human, and this behavior is normal human behavior. And if you want to stop, if you want something different for yourself, it's totally in your power. So that's what I'm going to show you next. I want to use John as an example. John wanted to cut back his alcohol drinking to 2 beers on Saturday, only that. He had developed a habit of drinking 3 to 4 beers most nights, and it was having too big of a cost in his life, and he wanted to cut back. So here's how I helped him do it. And this process can go for any behavior that you want to change. So, step one, John made a clear, firm decision and wrote it down in quotes. I'm only going to have 2 beers each Saturday and no beer or any other alcohol Sunday through Friday. So clear decision written down. Now, step two, he wrote down his clear reasons, his whys, why this mattered to him. And here's what he wrote: I don't want the weight gain. I don't want the poor sleep. I want to have a clear head. I want to be present with my family. So those were his reasons, right? They were really clear, strong reasons for him. And then step three, and this is the new skill that I think you probably haven't heard about. So stick with me as I described it. All right. What he did was he processed the desire for the drinks instead of drinking. So let me slow that down. So his process looked like this: he sat down, he paid attention to his body, and he observed how it felt to want the drinks and to not give them to himself. Okay, so as he described it was a buzzing in his chest. It was rapid. It had a gray color. It was swirly and it felt urgent. And as he sat with it and paid attention to it and just watched it and again worked on describing it, it started to slow down. The buzzing began to diminish. It wasn't so rapid. The desire for the drink decreased and had no pull on him. And it was amazing for him to observe. Well, as it turns out, that when we want something, when we feel that strong desire, what it is actually a vibration of energy in our body that we can notice and describe if we're paying attention. So, back to John's experience, I want to be clear that a few minutes after this vibration processed through, it came back again. The desire, that want for the drink came back again just as strong. But as he sat with it again and purposefully observed it and described it, it diminished again and a little more quickly this time. And as the days and weeks passed, each time he felt that desire to go against his decision to not drink, he sat with it and processed it and consciously remembered his reasons for making this decision in the first place, his strong whys. And each time, the pull, the urgency, that strong vibration decreased a little bit more. Now, I want to be clear. This is a simplistic process. It has only 3 steps, but it's not an easy one. It is uncomfortable to sit with these vibrations. But as you do it, you begin to recognize that the urgency of the desire actually has no power over you. It's just uncomfortable. And as you sit with it, the discomfort lessens in power, right? As you process it by observing it and describing it, you gain more and more power over it. And you start to realize that it can't control you, it can't harm you. It is okay for it to just be there without you responding to it. So, like in John's case, the urge was to drink, and instead he sat with that feeling of wanting to drink and processed it instead of drinking. So, in this situation with John, he hated how much he was drinking. So that's what he worked on. And this same process works for any other behavior that you want to stop. Anything like drugs, porn, gambling, anything where the cost of continuing has become too great in your life. And so you want to stop doing it. So that three-part process again is to first decide solidly and write down your decision. Two, get clear about your reasons, your whys. Why does this matter for you? Write those down too. And then three, process the desire to that happens when you want to go against your decision. Right? So making this decision to stop, and then of course, the desire to do it again is going to be there, but sitting with it, being with it, describing it, and as you practice this, the vibration of that desire will begin to diminish. You won't notice the diminishing at first, but if you continue to repeat it dozens of times, you'll be able to look back and notice that it has much less intensity. Another key here is to be patient with yourself and to not add judgment, right? That's a theme that you're going to be hearing from me over and over. So you can totally take these steps today and begin implementing them. Look for different ways to describe that vibration. What's happening in your body? Does it have a speed? Like, is it fast or is it slow? Does it have a temperature or a color? Right? If we think about anger, there's a reason why we refer to anger as red hot, right? That's how it feels in our body. It feels red and hot. So these other vibrations can have descriptions like that too. So just give yourself some space and curiosity. How else can you describe it? And remember that this is a new skill. It's going to take practice. And it's a superpower to help you gain control over those things that you've been doing that you hate and you want to stop. Now, if you find this challenging to do on your own, please know that this is something that I've been trained to help people with. And I have no judgment toward any behavior that you are struggling with. Please don't beat yourself up any longer. It does not work long term. So get some help. And I'm here for you if you want my help. I'll see you next time in the Good Guy Corner.